Chapter 1. The Fall. Elena Vance stood in front of the tall glass building in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 years ago, her name was on the top floor. She was a brilliant young architect. She had a life full of dreams. But today, she was a stranger standing in the rain, wearing a cheap coat and carrying a heart full of cold fire. Julian Sterling, her former boss, had destroyed her. He had used cheap materials for a big construction project to save money. When the building cracked and people got hurt, Julian didn't take the blame. He was rich and powerful. He forged Elena's signature on the documents. Elena was young and naive. The court believed Julian. She lost her license, her home, and spent 2 years in a detention center. "Every building has a weak point," Elena whispered, looking up at Julian's office. "And I found yours, Julian." Chapter 2. The New Identity. Elena moved to Savannah, a beautiful city with old trees and dark secrets. She didn't use her real name anymore. She was now Bethany Woods. She spent months watching Julian from a distance. She learned his routine. He loved 3 things: money, his reputation, and his new Golden Towers project in South Carolina. This project was worth $500 million. If it failed, Julian would be bankrupt. Elena worked at a small coffee shop near Julian's new construction site. She wore glasses and a wig. She waited. One afternoon, Julian's lead designer, a stressed man named Marcus, walked in. "Double espresso, extra strong," Marcus sighed. Elena smiled kindly. "Rough day at the site?" "The blueprints are a mess," Marcus complained. "The boss wants the impossible." Elena saw her chance. Over the next month, she became Marcus's friend. She started giving him suggestions for the design, secretly fixing small errors, but planting one big, invisible flaw in the foundation plans. Chapter 3. The Trap. Marcus was so impressed by Bethany's talent that he hired her as his secret assistant. Julian didn't know she was there. Elena was now inside the lion's den. She worked late at night in the office. She found Julian's private files. She found evidence of his tax fraud and his secret bank accounts in the Cayman Islands. But she didn't call the police yet. Just losing money wasn't enough. He had to lose his pride. One night, Julian walked into the office. Elena froze. Her heart hammered against her ribs. "Who are you?" Julian asked, squinting his eyes. "I'm Bethany, the new intern," she said, keeping her head down. Julian looked at her for a long time. He didn't recognize the girl he had ruined. To him, she was just a nobody. "Finish those reports," he snapped and walked away. Elena exhaled. He has no idea who is holding the matches to his empire, she thought. Chapter 4. The Gala. The Golden Towers project was ready for its big reveal. Julian hosted a grand party at a luxury hotel. All the rich investors and the mayor were there. Elena arrived in a stunning red dress. She looked like a queen. She walked straight up to the stage where Julian was about to give a speech. "Julian," she said softly behind him. He turned around, annoyed. "Not now, Bethany." "My name isn't Bethany," she said, stepping into the light. "It's Elena Vance. Do you remember the girl you sent to prison?" Julian's face turned white. His glass of champagne shook in his hand. You're supposed to be gone." "I was," Elena smiled. "But I'm back. And while you were busy drinking and lying, I was busy with your files. Every investor here just received an email. It contains the real safety reports, your tax fraud documents, and the proof that you framed me 2 years ago." The room went silent. Cell phones started buzzing all over the hall. The investors looked at Julian with horror. Chapter 5. The Collapse. "You're lying!" Julian screamed. But it was too late. 2 men in suits walked into the hall. They were FBI agents Elena had contacted weeks ago. "Julian Sterling, you are under arrest for fraud and conspiracy," the agent said. As they put the handcuffs on him, Julian looked at Elena. "I'll destroy you." Elena leaned in and whispered, "The foundation was weak, Julian, just like you." She walked out of the hotel and into the cool night air. The rain had stopped. For the first time in 2 years, Elena could breathe. She wasn't an architect anymore, but she had built something perfect. Justice.